This is a demonstration of Ted Nelson's JOT system. Now, he had the idea for JOT in the early 1970s, and his first implementation of the system was on a mainframe for a tape drive. So, because it was tape, all the text would be stored sequentially and continuously appended to. So he had a system of pointers to represent the structure of the spans of text that make up the document. So what we're looking at is from the Internet Archive running in an Apple emulator, Apple II system. So the way this system works, it's designed for writers, intended to make logical sense to someone writing text. So when it first starts up, you're in a mode where the space bar advances one word at a time. And then the right and left arrows advance a sentence at a time. So I just pressed the right arrow and it moved the cursor here, and notice the cursor got wider. The cursor is always between the words and the sentences and paragraphs. So if I go another sentence, it considers the two dashes a sentence, and then William Blake. So now that's the end of a paragraph. So if I press right arrow again, it goes to that sentence. If I press it again, it considers the question mark a sentence, and the left arrow goes back a sentence. Now then, when you press the return key, you'll hear some beeps. So that's two beeps. So now your space bar advances a sentence, and your right and left arrows advance a paragraph. So I'm going to press the right arrow, and it's going to move to the bottom of the paragraph. Okay, so it's showing the text, it's bringing the text in as it needs it. Okay, so now if I hit 3 beeps, so that's 1, 2, okay, that's the 3 beeps, then the space bar advances by paragraphs. And then the left and right arrow will go to the top or the bottom of the document. So if I press, so this is the bottom of the document. So he has commands for splitting sentences and paragraphs. So let's look at this. Let's go back, go to mode 2, so I could go back a paragraph, and then we'll go back to mode 1 and advance word by word. Okay, so let's say we wanted to split this paragraph. Control P makes a new paragraph at that point. And then if you wanted to split a sentence, let's say pick any point in this sentence, say right there, we want to split the sentence, Control S splits the sentence and it capitalizes that word. Now he has a way of like hitting the plus key and editing. So I put the period, and then 2 spaces is considered the start of a sentence. So he felt that that's an intuitive way for writers to look at their writing and rearranging. Now, where rearranging comes in, let's say I wanted to move this sentence at somewhere else. So he has, based on the mode, okay, so let's go back to 1 is a word. So if I hit the slash key, it cuts a word. And then I could step and say, I want to paste the word here. The @ sign does a paste of that word. And notice how the capitalization changes, because he's using rules about sentence structure and capitalization. Okay, now say I wanted to, we could cut that out and put it back at the beginning, and slurp it. And okay, now I say I want to cut the sentence, go to sentence mode, and slash cuts the sentence, and then, okay, that's 1. So the left arrow is going back a sentence, and I want to slurp it with the @ sign. That's to paste it back. So now you've rearranged sentences. Now let's say we want to move this paragraph. Okay, so let's go to 2. Okay, so now 2 will copy a sentence. So you need 3. And now if I hit slash, it should delete that paragraph. Okay, and now if I go to 2 and go left, now I'm over here. Now if I hit the @ sign, it pastes that paragraph over here. So this is unlike any other word processor. Now let's just play with it. Let's go to the end. Okay, and Control P is for splitting paragraphs. So now you could just type, whoops, and it crashes occasionally. But what I want to show you is the data in fourth. So 36 is a screen number, which represents a portion of the disk. And here is the text. Now, what you'll notice is it's backwards. So like if you try to look at this line and NYSKILL, all right, kill. So he's actually has pointers. So here's the word anyone. So here the text is going backwards, but then let's look at 37. Now the text is going forwards. Say, yeah, so, oh no, it's still backwards. So let's just take another look. 38. And here, yeah, you're seeing some forward text. So he's doing something with pointers for editing where he's like putting some text backwards, some text forwards, and using pointers to create the whole structure of the document. So I'm just going to type JOT and it'll return to the system. Nice little sound effects. Okay, so you get the idea that Ted Nelson, he spent a lot of time envisioning this user interface and what the actions would be. And from the point of view of a writer, they're reviewing their work and they're splitting it, cutting and pasting sections. Okay, so you got to watch what you're doing because for modern day, it's hard to use, but just an interesting artifact of user interface design.